Welcome to day 5 of our 12 days of Christmas. Today we're creating a 6x12 canvas. It's ideal for a kid's room to decorate for Christmas. And we're playing with a new favorite product of mine, the Shimmer Artist Medium by Imagine Crafts. You'll need a craft mat as well as a cutting mat, your heat tool, a 6x12 stretched canvas, a 12x12 piece of chipboard, 2 pattern paper from the Jolly Days collection by Cosmo Cricket. This one is Gifts and this one is Tradition, evergreen bow distress ink as well as an ink applicator, the Shimmer Artist's Medium by Imagine Crafts, and a foam brush, Studio Calico Snowflakes wood veneer, an X-Acto knife with a very sharp blade, and baker's twine. Start by coloring the canvas with evergreen bow distress ink. I'm going to use the ink applicator for that, and I want to add the color to the sides in about an inch inside on top of the canvas. I don't need to cover the whole thing because we're going to add some pattern paper. I started doing something else that I really like, that I like much better than just taking the sponge. I'm taking the pad directly to my canvas, and I added some on the sides here, and then I use my applicator and then I redistribute the ink. There, I like that. So I'm gonna dry this really well with the heat tool. So this is my background paper, and I cut it down to 11 3/4 by 5 3/4. I'm going to glue this piece onto the canvas using the glue and seal. And if your canvas is not completely dry, don't worry, because after that we are going to seal it with our glitter medium or shimmer medium. So I'm going to apply a generous amount of that glue and seal all over the paper, and I'm going to go right up to the edges. And I'm on my craft sheet, which is perfect because I can just wipe the excess off after that. So that allows me to go right up to the edge. Just be mindful also because it does dry pretty fast, so you want to act rather quickly. And I'm going to center that right onto my canvas. So now we're going to add our shimmer base to the whole canvas, the top and the sides. And I'm just going to grab a foam brush, scoop some of that goodness right there. It is such a beautiful medium. You will not believe it. It has just the right amount of shimmer. It's not too much. And it also seals everything together. I'm just going to make sure that I have good coverage. So the way I do this is I go one way, and then I'll come back with the brush and go the other way just to smooth it out, but I go very lightly when I come back with it. And it dries so fast. It's beautiful. Yeah, see, you can see the shimmer right there. Look at that. It is absolutely stunning. And in real life, it's, yeah, it's something else. Not sure which one I did. Probably this. So now I'm going to set this aside to dry. It will dry completely, and we're going to be working on our mosaic tiles. Now we're going to glue our other pattern paper, which is called Gifts, onto our piece of chipboard. And this time around I'm going to use the glue and seal, but I'm going to apply this directly on the chipboard. It won't be so messy and I'll be able to hold it in my hands. It'll stay rigid. And we won't need all of these, obviously, because we're doing a 6x12, but this is just so that it'll give us some choices. And we're going to cut them all down, and the rest you can use on another project. You could also use a glue stick. I know that the glue and seal will do a superb job, so that is why I'm using it. Okay, so now I'm gonna glue my paper down. For the next step, if you have a paper trimmer that cuts through chipboard, go ahead and use that. I'm just going to use my ruler and an X-Acto knife, and I'm going to cut each tile. So all my pieces have been cut up, and look at all these cool tiles that I have to play with. This is so much fun. You can use those to accent a scrapbook page or a card or anything. Oh, these would be really great as gift tags. You can even stamp to and from in the back, punch a hole, put a ribbon, and you've got a great gift tag. Awesome. So now I'm just going to play with the pieces and see where I want them. I will have to ink the edges, but I'm not going to do this for now because I want to manipulate them. Some are larger than others. That is just how the paper is made. I sort of placed them where I wanted them to be, and don't worry about that blank space because this will be, I'll have something else here. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, and this is, by the way, just a temporary tile. So I'm going to take the walnut stain and I'm going to ink around the edges of all of these tiles. Some of my tiles are glued down, and as you can see, they're on foam adhesive and it's looking really nice. Now what I want to do is I want to wrap this like a gift, and I have about 60 inches of red and white twine. I want to put a length here on the left. I'm going to cross over in the back, and when I cross over I just want to wrap this around the left side like this, and I'm going to tie a knot. And at this point you want this really tight. And when you're happy with all of that, I'm going to make a bow. I'll adjust the length, and I'm going to tie a knot within these bows, because what I want to do is I want to make multiple bows. So once I've tied the knot, I'm going to do another bow, do another, like so, and I'm going to make a third one. And so now you've got a very full bow. A few things left to do. I have this wooden snowflake right here, and this is going to get attached to our multiple bow. But before I do that, I want to add some evergreen bow ink to it. And I'm going to attach the snowflake right over the bow. What it's going to do is it's going to secure the bows, and at the same time it's going to take care of gluing the snowflake right over that. Okay, so we're not done with the snowflake. I'll add some glossy accent all over it, and before it actually dries, I'm going to put a rhinestone right in the center of it so that it's embedded in there. And just plop that in the middle. Well, do you notice something different? I had water on my desk and it was colored with a bit of paint. It spilled, and the good thing though is that there's no damage. I don't know how it did that, but there's no damage to any of the twine. it was here, my bucket was here, and it spilled and I caught it just in time, but what happened was it stained the tile that was underneath. So, and of course, if you need to fix one tile, then the color scheme is all different, and then you have to change them all. I ended up choosing a set of 6 different tiles, and then I just glued them on top of the other ones. The great thing about this spillage is that now I know that this stuff really seals your work, because as soon as the water was on the on that corner here, I was just able to dab it, and there's no damage. There's no damage at all to this area. It's kind of like a vinyl. It's really, really cool, and I wish you could see the full shimmer of this thing. But anyways, I want to add a rhinestone here in the bow of the penguin, and maybe on the bow of the reindeer here, and that way we'll have our visual triangle here. So I'm just going to grab my Bella Bling. So I'm going to add one here inside, right on top of the little penguin's bow. It's tough for me to stay in frame because the canvas is 6 by 12 and it takes most of my workspace. So there! I think it's cute. This would be perfect for a kid's room to add as a decoration for Christmas. So this was a simple project to make. I wish you could see the whole thing all at once, and I wish also that you could see the beautiful shimmer that I get from the medium. This stuff here. The Shimmer Artist Medium. It is just spectacular. I love it. And it makes for a nice glittery finish. I like our snowflake. It's not completely dry, but it's cute. Love it. It's a nice gift to give as well. Anyways, that was it. I hope that you've enjoyed this. If you have any questions, as usual, leave them in the comments below. And I will see you tomorrow for day 6. Yes, day 6. Bye.